Welcome to Marvin's Epic Movie Review. This is the non-spoiler review of Batman vs. Superman. Now, the movie stars Ben Affleck as his first go-around as Batman. We have Henry Cavill coming back as Superman from Man of Steel. We're also joined by Jesse Eisenberg and his interesting take of the Lex Luthor villain. Also, we have Jeremy Irons playing Alfred, which I really enjoy, and Gal Gadot from the Fast and Furious franchises rounds out the cast playing Wonder Woman. The movie takes place about 18 months after the events of Man of Steel. Bruce Wayne has been personally affected by the events of that film, and that's where he drives a lot of his anger. Now, I'm glad this movie finally came out. I feel like it's been promoted ever since it was announced 3 years ago at Comic-Con, and it just feels exhausting with all the teases, the footage, the trailer, other trailer, the spoiler trailer. I walked in with a little bit of reserved excitement about the film. The movie makes some really interesting choices, and when I say the movie made interesting choices, I mean Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder is really known for his visuals in other movies like 300, The Watchmen, Sucker Punch, and I think that really helps the marketing team when they're marketing this film. However, the story and the writing is very weak in this movie. There's strong performance by everybody in the cast. I would say this version of Lex Luthor was not my most favorite, but I do appreciate Jesse Eisenberg's passion about it, because he went all in. Let me get that straight. He went all in. And I'm really excited about the prospects of seeing a Wonder Woman solo film and a new Batman trilogy with Ben Affleck. I think they added a lot of dimensions to those characters, and they made them very interesting. I don't feel like Superman has grown much from the previous film, Man of Steel, to this one, and I thought that was a misstep. In the first one, it's his origin story. He has the right to be unsure, questionable, not trusting. And I felt that was settled in that film. I think this one should have been his decision to become Superman and him really enjoying being that person. And there was no joy in it. There's a montage in the film of him saving people. He's like grimacing. He's looking really uninterested. It just feels like a job. This should be an escapism movie. This should be fun. And he just wasn't having fun at all being Superman. The movie starts off with a mini rehash of the Batman origin story. I thought this was kind of unnecessary since we've already seen other previous Batman film. There is some connecting tissue from that scene to later in the film. I would describe the first half of the movie, what's that word? Yeah, a mess. The majority of the scenes in the movie, the sequence they were played in, were just kind of random. They didn't connect. They could have been moved around, played back in sequences, and they still would have just been the same. The pacing was very slow, and you didn't really know where the movie was going. There's a lot of dream sequences, primarily from Bruce Wayne, and I felt they didn't connect later into the film. They were just there, I guess, for other future films, but there were so many of them, and they were very long, which I thought was unusual. They just went on for a while. Could have been much better if they'd cut like 15-20 minutes to the runtime. One of the things I was really excited about the film was metahumans. They actually used that term. I'm a big fan of The Flash and Arrow, so I was really glad those terms made it into the film. The cameos of Flash and Aquaman and Cyborg were very, very brief. Somebody's already found them, they've already been tracking them, which I felt was a little lazy because it doesn't feel very organic. So the fight sequence between Batman and Superman. Now, I was really entertained by it. I felt there was a little bit of a level playing field. So the major takeaway I got from that was Batman is mentally stronger. I like that distinction because up until now, a lot of people didn't like Man of Steel because they felt like it was a grim version of Superman taken away from the Dark Knight in a Batman type universe. However, it was very short and it ended in a kind of preposterous and abrupt way. I would say that was pretty frustrating because I think everybody expected a bigger, longer fight. It almost felt like, oh, well, we've checked this box. They've fought. Also, it led to a lot of plot holes of logic. So the final sequence was a CGI fest, and it was to be expected. I mean, this is Zack Snyder, and he's a big fan of CG. I think for me, it just took me out of the film a little bit. It was a big sequence. Wonder Woman did, I think, a phenomenal job putting them together and them working as a team. I had trouble with the motivations of the villain because I felt like he just showed up and he hates Superman but for really no reason at all. At the end of the film, Bruce Wayne suggests to Wonder Woman that they should build the Justice League and find all the metahumans. When Wonder Woman asks him why, he kind of gives her kind of like a really lame reason, and then it kind of ends. So I would say overall, it just wasn't fun. There wasn't any humor in it, and I felt that it took itself way too seriously. I feel like we go to see these movies for the escapism of this other world we like to enjoy. If you compare it to the Marvel Universe, you go to these things, there's a lot of humor. This one just took itself too seriously. So that's my opinion. I'm pretty sure you're gonna see it out of curiosity. So let me know what you guys think. Please subscribe to my channel and let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear them. So take care.